Hello and welcome to Verbling. Hi there, I'm Teacher Oakley. And for the next hour here at Verbling, we are going to be looking at Subject-Verb Agreement, a little grammar. We're going to talk about some of the important rules. And, well, the rules are quite basic. The problem is there's a few strange situations that happen in English where you have to be aware of and understand how to conjugate the verbs properly. What we're talking about here is real basically, he, she, it runs. I, they, we run. You're adding the S to the verb or not. Actually, this is probably the most common mistake that I hear in day-to-day classes, and especially in exam preparation, IELTS and TOEFL and so forth. Super common mistake. So anyway, that is what the class is about. I'll be screen sharing some rules with you and talking about them and having some students kind of practice some sentences as we go along. Okie doke, I would like to welcome some students to the class. So, hello, Carvalho.
Hi, teacher. How are you doing?
Doing okay. How are you? Long time no see.
I'm doing great, teacher.
Glad to hear it. Terrific. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. And hello, Hussein. Long
How
day
are
for
you?
you.
How are you? I am fine, but very tired. After work, I tried to class. What has happened?
Okay. Long day for you and me. I saw you this morning in class. Okay. Now it's evening. Okay. Anyway, good to see you again. All right. I'm going to get started here. I'm going to do a little screen share and get the game underway. Okay. Oops. Okay. Here we go. All right. Talking about subject-verb agreement. All right. Again, many common errors. Many people, not only second language learners, I might add. Actually, to be perfectly honest, native speakers, some of the rules we're going to be looking at today, very often native speakers make mistakes as well. So, okay, it's very easy to make mistakes with some of these. The basics are pretty simple. A single subject, she, Bill, the car, takes a singular verb, as in the verb is. Bill is crazy. The car is ugly. She goes to the market every day. The car shines like the sun. Okay, whereas a plural subject takes a plural verb. Okay. For example, the list of items, well, Carvalho, should it be is or are? Carvalho?
Are.
The list of items are on the desk?
Yes.
Well, actually, no. If you know that the list is the subject, then you will choose is as the verb. Actually, the correct answer is. This is a very common mistake. And one of the main culprits we'll be talking about, one of the main problems we're looking at today, when we have a noun, subject noun, followed by a prepositional phrase, especially with of. This is a very, very common mistake. Don't feel too bad, Carvalho. Even native speakers make this mistake frequently. And there is a reason for that, because in other cases we will be using actually items as the subject noun, but we'll get to that in a little bit later. Let me quickly welcome Anna Christina to the class. Hello. Anna, how are
Good
you?
morning. Hi, teacher.
Good
Fine, thank
morning.
you. Yeah, in my country is morning right now. It's 7 a.m.
Well, it's 8 p.m. where I am. Hussein and I have had a long day. He's had like 5 classes with me today, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've had a long day. Oh, okay. All right. Rule number 1. Let's take these things one at a time. A subject will come before a phrase beginning with of. This is definitely the problem many times. The word of is the culprit in many, perhaps most, subject-verb mistakes. Okay. Well, Hussein, can you give me a sentence, maybe, with a noun of something?
Try to try to.
Maybe
Mhm.
the something of something.
The, uh-huh. the car. Ah, the
Okay.
car is.
Okay.
The car is. Mm, the car is. Uh, the car is good thing. Good. Good thing.
The
Good.
car is
Ah,
good.
good
What?
thing for mm, uh, good thing in our life, maybe think in our life nowadays.
Well, well, okay, okay. Now, there's nothing wrong with the subject-verb agreement here. The car is probably, we should say, a good thing in
A good
general.
thing in general.
Things are countable when we have countable countables. We need to have a if we're talking about one countable thing, one
Uh,
countable noun, then we need to have an article.
we may say cars is a good things in our life nowadays. Cars
Well, okay.
are a good things. Maybe.
Here we go. Well, now this is what I was about to say. All right, if you want to use car and to talk about them in general,
Mhm.
all we do, cars are countable, obviously 3 cars. He owns
Mhm.
3 cars. Obviously, they're countable.
Cars, yes,
Cars
are
are,
a good things.
uh, no, now we can get rid of the A. Cars are good things.
Good things.
Yeah, like that. That probably be how you said that. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have Anna try this. Like, I want you to start a sentence with a similar phrase, the something of something. Okay. Well, thank you, Hussein. That was educational in any case, so that's good. That's what we're here for. Um, Anna, can you try making a sentence with of in the subject noun area before the verb? That's the idea.
Before the verb.
Yeah, before the verb, like this example, the list of items.
Mhm. The the family. No, no.
You got the right idea, okay? And then it's going to be either some kind of container, the bag of, the basket of, the container of, the can of, the desk drawer of, okay? Or it's going to be a collective noun, like the family of idiots, the group of people,
Okay.
um, okay, so that's the idea. Basically, either a collective noun or something that holds many things would be what we're looking for.
Maybe the chairs of my office.
Okay. Now we get to the verb.
The chairs of my office is on my home.
Is what?
Is at my home.
Is at my home. Now here, see, you've run into the same trap as Carvalho. This is the trap I'm trying to warn you about right now. This is rule number 1. The subject here is the chairs. This is the subject. We'll mark it yellow. Of my office here, this is something else entirely. This here is a prepositional phrase. You can remove it. All right? In fact, if I do remove it, if I choose to remove it, it doesn't change anything in the sentence. The sentence is still a sentence. It's not necessary to the sentence. So the fact is, this verb has to agree with the chairs. So here, okay, Anna, we have to say are. Chairs of my office or at my home. Of is a little strange here, maybe. Chairs from my office, maybe, might be more normal, but maybe you wouldn't make the mistake if it was from my office. Usually we make the mistake with of. Carvalho, you want to try this again?
Yes, teacher.
Of?
Yes. A group
Now you're on the right track.
of guys
Okay.
is playing football.
Okay. All right. Now this is one that most ESL students, English second language students, would mess this up. And in fact, I would say half of the native speakers of English would mess this up. All right? Very good. Here, a group is the actual subject. A group. Look, I got A in front of it. It's got to be one thing. Even though we think of a group, the definition is many things. This case, guys. You are absolutely correct, Carvalho. A group of guys is playing football. The group is playing football. Very good. This is an excellent example, Carvalho, of a sentence most people would make a mistake on. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And as it says, hasty writers, speakers, readers, and listeners, most people would never even understand that this was wrong. Take a look at this incorrect sentence. Okay.
Sorry, I have a question.
Okay.
Sorry about interruption. Group
Yeah.
will be singular, not plural.
That's right.
Because of is, we use is, not are.
Because group is singular, that is why we use is. That's right. A man is whatever. Okay, that is right. So it can be very confusing, but there we go. So Hussein, while I've got you on the line here, how could you fix this incorrect sentence? A bouquet of yellow roses lend color and fragrance to the room. Lovely sentence, but it's wrong. How can I fix it?
Yellow roses lend color and fragrance to the... I cannot.
You cannot.
Not for me.
You cannot fix it. It's hopeless. Okay. Can you?
Difficult for me.
All right. It's actually it looks difficult, but it's actually quite simple. Anna, I'll explain it in a minute. I want to let Anna have a try. Anna, can you fix this sentence? Ooh,
Mm.
the wheels are turning. Smoke is coming out of her ears. Oh my goodness.
Maybe half length,
Sorry?
a bouquet of yellow rose, half, no,
Trying to add a.
half length color, the color and fragrance to the room. I don't know.
Have what? Have lent?
Yes.
Well, okay. You're changing it by changing the verb tense. Yeah, you could do that. Okay, Carvalho, can you do it without changing the verb tense?
Lengths with S in the end.
That's it. That's it.
Lengths.
It's actually very simple. Again, it's all a matter of understanding that a bouquet, okay, a. If you see a means one in English. A or A-N. It means one. I say an umbrella. I have a pencil on my desk. I mean that I'm really saying one. I'm seeing one, one of many possible pencils, but I'm really fundamentally saying one. One, of course, would mean that it's singular. Okay, so when I have a or the and then a singular noun, even though it's followed by this yellow roses are obviously more than one rose, even so, this should be lens, exactly as Carvalho has described. So that's it. Just recognize that the subject noun, what the subject noun is. That's it. That's the whole secret. We frequently put, this is just a prepositional phrase. Now you probably, if I change this prepositional phrase, for example, and I wrote a different prepositional phrase in the bathroom, okay, now it probably is not so hard to understand. It's that of that's usually the problem. But I could stick any prepositional phrase in here and it would all be the same. It wouldn't matter. It all has to do with the subject and the verb, the two most important parts of a sentence, by the way. You can't have a sentence without a subject noun and a verb. It can't exist. So you've got to be able, fundamentally, you've got to be able to always identify the subject. Now, okay. And Anna, one other small correction. Bouquet. Bouquet is how we pronounce that.
Bouquet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank you.
You're welcome. But wait, that was the easy rule. Now we get to the more now they're getting more difficult as we go along. All right. Okay, so two singular subjects. Okay, got that? Two singular things, a dog or a cat, for example, pencil or a pen, which are connected by or the either or combination or the neither nor negative combination, require a singular verb. Dun dun dun. Okay, Hussein, can you make a sentence with two subjects and or?
Mm, uh, either dog, uh, either dog or cat, uh, or cat
Okay.
uh, are animals. are
Uh, okay. All right.
cat,
Uh,
cat or animals.
okay. All right. Either dog. Well, okay. Either a dog
A dog
or
or
a
cat.
cat. Okay. There's two ways we could do that. All right. Really. We could do it with the plurals. All right. Either dogs or
Dog,
cats.
cat.
Okay, again,
the cat.
usually in reality, if we're talking about countable nouns in general, then we just use a plural. So we're not talking about any specific dog. Either dogs or cats are animals. Well, then that's fine. We use they are animals because they're plural.
Mhm.
But how about this one? Either the dog or the cat uh, now eat meat. Uh, okay. Now, Hussein, should it be eat meat or eats meat? Which? Should it be? Hussein, do you know? Okay.
Uh, each without S.
Without S.
Without S. Yes.
All right. Okay. Might change this. Will eat meat. There. It's a little better sentence. Okay. So, for example, let's look at some examples here. My aunt or my uncle, all right, they're singular,
Yes.
is arriving by train today. This is another common mistake. My aunt or my
Are,
uncle are arriving, but it's
right.
one, you got to remember that it's one or the other. Or in a neither nor, it's neither one nor the other. So neither Juan nor Carmen is available. So not one. So you got to remember that this is considered a singular. Now earlier, you use plurals. Well, then that's fine to use. You're using two plural subjects connected by or either, so that's the other part of rule 2. If your subjects are plural, then of course you're going to use, the plural verb are. All right? So it works both ways. All right. Two singular subjects. All right, singular verb, two plural subjects, plural verb. Any questions? Carvalho, Anna? Anybody?
Teacher,
Yes.
is this examples correct or not?
These examples, these are correct.
Okay.
These are correct. So, because as the rule states, singular subjects, both of them are singular in the singular verb. So, my aunt, singular, one aunt. My uncle, one uncle. Connected with or is. Okay, so these are correct.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, now, Carvalho. Wait a second here. Let's look at the next rule. The verb in an or, either or, neither nor sentence agrees with the noun or pronoun closest to it. So, in other words, we know what to do if we have two subjects and they're both singular. All right, that's rule 2. And Hussein has kindly demonstrated exactly what we need to do if we have two plural subjects, dogs, cats. Then our verb is plural. Super. What do we do if one subject is singular and one subject is plural? Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun. What is the deal? Here is the deal. The verb in an either or, neither nor, whatever sentence agrees with the noun or pronoun closest to it. That's the key point of this rule. Carvalho, do you want to attempt to make a sentence with two subjects in which one is singular and one is plural? I'll help you out here, okay?
Okay.
A man and 3 women Okay, wait. No, it has to be an either or. No, it doesn't, actually. Uh, okay. Okay, yes, it does. It has to be an either or. If I simply said a man and 3 women, well, then of course it would be plural, always, are doing whatever. If I said 3 women and a man, I would still need to say are doing something. So, not with, can't be with, it has to be or. Okay. Now, do I say, now here's the question. Do I say is or are coming down the beach?
Are.
Okay. You are correct. All right. 3 women, not woman. Whoops, my mistake. 3 women. Yes, this is correct. If I change the order, okay. If I say 3 women or a man, now what, Carvalho?
Is.
That's it. Closest to it. That's it. Exactly. That's the whole thing. 3 women. Why does it keep doing that? All right. That's it. Okay. Here's a couple more examples. Neither the plates. Here's one with neither nor. Okay, so hold on to your hats. Neither the plates. Hussein, plates here is singular or plural?
Sorry. Neither plates. This plates, of course, plural.
Of course. Nor the serving bowl. Serving bowl
So
here is
singular.
singular. So we use goes with the singular. It goes on that shelf. All right. However, if we reverse the order, neither the serving bowl we'd know to be singular, nor the plates, plural. Now we have to use go. They go on that shelf. Ta-da! It's simple as that. So you're talking about or sentences. Okay, so understanding the way or sentences work is very important. Really, you can disregard, once you know Rule 3, you can disregard Rule 2 because it works the same way. It's still going to be whatever the verb is closest to, whatever noun or pronoun, subject noun or subject pronoun is closest to the verb. That's what determines whether it's two singulars, two plurals, singular plural, plural singular, whichever one's closest to the verb always determines the verb. Okay. Now, here's something really confusing and awkward I can boggle your mind with. When we throw in I, if I is one of 2 or even 3 subjects, it's possible in English to have multiple subjects. It can lead to very awkward sentences like this. Neither she, my friends, nor I am going to the festival. Now, actually, that is grammatically correct, but it sounds weird. Neither she, my friends, nor I am going to the festival. Actually, that doesn't even sound all that bad to me as an English speaker. But I find my students think it sounds very strange. But it is actually it is absolutely correct. The verb is here. The closest subject is here. I am. That is correct. That is correct verb conjugation. Nothing wrong with that. However, if it makes you feel better and if it sounds better, you can always reword it. Again, that last sentence was grammatically correct. This may sound better for you. Neither she, I, nor my friends are going to the festival. Okay, it sounds better because you have my friends are, and you're talking about all these people. So it just sounds a little better. or change it to and instead of using an or neither nor or either or. Change it to an and. That works as well. And then no matter what order you put them in with and, if you're using and, then it'll be are. Doesn't matter what this order of subjects is anymore. It will always be because of and. It's only with the nor and or you have to be concerned, in other words. Okay, on to the next rule, which is pretty much, again, just taking off from the last rule. Use a plural verb with two or more subjects when they are connected by and. I think I just said that and demonstrated right here. So anyway, let's try it out. Okay, Hussein, you want to make a sentence using and with two subjects?
Subjects.
Yeah. Pens and pencils, boys and girls, cats and dogs. Sure.
Neither boys.
A cat and a dog.
Neither boys. Neither boys. Neither boys or
No, anything you want. I just want two subjects, whatever. I don't care what you do with and something else and then a verb. That's it. That's all I'm looking for.
We can say Jeopard, the Jeopard, and the Jeopard and Jaguar.
What? Shepherd?
The
what?
Jeopard, no Shepherd, Jeopard. Yeah, okay, Jeopard, or and
I don't know what you're saying. What's a jeopard?
don't know Jeopard.
I don't know that.
All right. Okay. I will say the lion.
Ah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Lion.
All right.
And or we can use and.
We're gonna use and.
And okay. And tiger.
Probably the tiger.
Okay. The tiger. Are
okay.
Wild animals.
There you go. That's it. That's exactly what we wanted to demonstrate. All right. Took a while, but we got there. Yeah. Jeopard. Okay, wait a minute. I think you're trying to say maybe jaguar. And leopard.
Leopard.
Okay. It's a jeopard. When a jaguar and a leopard beat together, that's what you get. You get a jeopard. Okay.
Not jeopard, leopard.
Okay. All right. Anyway, this is the idea. And lions and tigers are wild animals. The lion and the tiger are wild animals. Actually, it wouldn't make any difference here. Both of these sentences are correct. Let me show you. Okay, I'll use the plural to show the general. I don't know why I capitalized tigers. I have no idea. Are wild animals. Okay, both of these sentences are correct. You really can't go wrong. With and, you know it's going to be plural. It's going to use are. Lion and a tiger run really fast. Lions and tigers run really fast. Doesn't really matter. We're always going to use a plural verb form. Pretty basic there. Okay? A car and a bike are my means of transportation. There's another example. Now, if I've made that sound too simple, If that was far too easy for you, that's because there are exceptions. Dun, 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 dun. Because English is a pain in the neck. Here are a couple of exceptions, and I'll explain them. Okay. Breaking and entering is against the law. Why, Carvalho? Why do you think this? Why? We have two. Basically, these are. It doesn't really matter that the fact that these are gerunds. They're two things. They're being used. Gerunds are used as nouns. They're two things. Why are we using is? Do you have any idea, Carvalho?
I'm thinking about it, but breaking, it's a kind of crime. It's like breaking into.
Very good. You're on the right track. Absolutely. You're totally on the right track.
It's related to the crime, I think.
No, it is a crime. You just said that. It is a crime.
Okay.
Breaking and entering.
Because of that, it's in singular.
Crime. That's right. Okay. Do you know what a bed and breakfast is, Carvalho?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever stayed at a bed and breakfast? Hint, hint, hint. A bed and breakfast. It's a type of hotel, right?
The bed and breakfast, or I don't know what charming means.
Delightful, pleasant, nice.
Okay.
That's it. It's just an adjective. But we use was instead of were because a bed and breakfast is a type of hotel. Breaking and entering is a type of crime. Basically, the whole thing, breaking and entering, is a unit. It is one thing. You were exactly right when you said that, Carvalho. I know breaking and entering is a crime. Yes, it is. It's a crime. It's not two crimes. It's one crime. They are they're compound nouns.
Sorry, bed and breakfast is phrasal verb or verb?
No, here bed and breakfast is they're nouns. Okay, these are special forms of compound nouns. Okay, a compound noun can be like air, and then I add plane. These are two words. Airplane. Okay. I wouldn't say airplanes are. I would say the airplane is, obviously. Okay. Fine. A compound noun can be two words. Say the cell phone are. I would say the cell phone is. Same thing. These are just odd, very different kind of compound nouns because they have that and in the middle. There are a few of these in English. It is considered as one thing because it is it is one. A bed and breakfast is a very specific type of hotel. A hotel. It has a very clear definition. And breaking and entering is one crime. If the police arrest you for breaking and entering, they charge you with one crime, not two different crimes. You don't get charged with breaking and then charged with entering. It's one crime. So it's a compound noun. So it's no different than saying airplane. All right, that's the deal. That's why. Question?
Yes, cell phone, airplane, understandable. But for me, I don't understand bed and breakfast. Different words and which combination for maybe for me don't understand. Bed and breakfast are different words, and we have say about.
No, they're not. Have you ever stayed in a bed and breakfast, Hussein? I think
bed
maybe
and
you.
breakfast. I don't understand what does it mean. Bed breakfast and bed other things.
No. It has nothing to do with a bed that you know that you sleep in. It has nothing to do with the meal that you eat.
Ah,
Absolutely nothing. A bed and
ah,
breakfast, the definition is a very small hotel, usually family run, where the guests all have breakfast together in the morning at the same table.
understand. Very, very.
Every room is decorated differently, often with antiques. It's the idea is you stay at a hotel, but it looks like it's somebody's house. So it's very friendly, usually whatever. It's family run. The family's there. The kids might even eat breakfast with you. People who own the bed and breakfast. So it's a very specific thing. Okay.
Thank, thank you very much.
You're welcome. And you should stay at a bed and breakfast with your wife. It's very romantic, actually. It's considered very romantic and intimate. Very lovely, actually. Very nice. Okay. Let's go on to rule number 5. After I
Sorry about
quickly...
that. In
Oh, it's
our
no
city,
problem.
a lot of family restaurants, maybe similar in
This is
England.
a bed and breakfast you spend the night in. Generally speaking, they take you to your room, and your room is very fancy. You might have an antique bed with beautiful paintings on the wall, much better than you would see in a hotel. Okay?
Maybe most expensive, expensive.
Yeah, they're expensive. That is true. They do tend to be very expensive. Absolutely correct.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, let me welcome Irene. Hello, Irene.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to the class. Okay, we're looking at some of the more perplexing, disturbing, maddening rules for subject-verb agreement. Here we go. I'm just about to introduce another. So, here it is. Sometimes the subject is separated from the verb by words, or even I can say phrases. I should say phrases, along with, as well as, besides, phrases that start with these words. They are not considered as part of the subject. Just ignore them and use a singular verb when the subject is singular. For example, the politician, along with the newsman, is expected shortly. Okay. Excitement, as well as nervousness, is the cause of her shaking. So here, the politician is your subject noun, and of course here's your verb, passive verb, but okay, fine. Here, excitement. So sometimes you will see phrases that start with these types of adverb phrases. Okay. This also includes things like all right, the man, relative clauses. Okay, who's sold me the 2 cars? All right. Oops. Okay, now you see 2 cars. Don't get confused. Our subject is still the man. So the man who sold me the 2 cars was crazy. Okay. All right, not were. The cars weren't crazy. The man was crazy. Who was crazy? The man. So there's your subject noun, but your verb is down here. So this happens with some of these like adverb phrases, and it happens with relative clauses like this. This is fairly common, so don't get confused by that. All right, and actually this is one that, this is one that frequently I have students do make mistakes, especially with these relative clauses for some reason. Okay. Does everyone understand this rule? Does everyone get what we're doing here? Basically, it's quite simple. To simplify it, if you're including including extra information which you're bracketing with commas. You have a comma, comma. That means that information can be taken out of the sentence, and it really can, with very little change to the meaning. It's just added information. Basically, whenever that happens, this is the case. The subject noun is separated from the verb. Irene, did you have a question?
No.
No? Okay. Okay, let's look at another crazy rule. All right, now here's the big cheese here. Okay, this is another big one. With words that indicate portion or amount, quantity. Okay, quantifiers. Quantifiers such as a lot, a majority, some, all. These are called quantifiers. We've got to be a little bit careful. Rule 1, which we started on, is reversed. So remember when we started the class, let's just review. Let me scroll up. Okay, I told you and you believed me. All right. The list of items is on the desk. We concern ourselves with the subject noun being the list. We don't concern ourselves with the prepositional phrase of. The chairs are. We don't concern ourselves with an interrupting prepositional phrase. A group of guys is. A group is. All right, that's what I said. But as it turned out, I lied. No, not really. I didn't really lie. But when we have to use a different rule. Consider, when we are using a quantifier, something that tells how many of or how much of something, we actually do have to worry about the of clause, the of prepositional phrase. We are actually guided by the noun after of. So, if the noun after of is singular, use a singular verb. If it's plural, you use a plural verb. Let's see if we can handle this horrible truth. Irene?
Yes.
I want you to make a sentence. Do whatever you want, but I started you off. Some of whatever.
Some of my friends.
Okay. Now the tricky part. Continue. Make a sentence. You need a verb.
were born in May.
We're born in May. Watch your pronunciation there. We're born in May. Okay, success. Very good. In this case, our plural verb is because of friends. So we more or less, in truth, in reality, this is your subject, this quantifier. But, not really. You're using it, what are you quantifying? You're actually quantifying friends. So some, it appears, I should say, it is not true. It appears as if some is the subject noun, but really, some is modifying. Consider, what is some doing? It is actually modifying friends, some friends. Okay, so friends, plural. Subject-verb agreement. Okay, good job, Irene. Okay, Carvalho, can I have you try making a sentence with a lot?
Okay, teacher. A lot of people
Okay.
are complaining about Brazil's president.
Okay. Fine. Okay, well, that'll work. Okay. A lot of people. People, of course, are plural. People are. Very good. Okay, seems pretty simple. All right. Hussein, I'm going to go a little further and torture you just a little bit. How about this one? A lot of pie. Oh
Pie.
no. Oh no, what are you going to do
No,
with the verb?
a lot of pie. On the plate or in the plate.
Well, what's the verb? That's the problem now.
A lot of pie. Understand. A lot of pie. Uh, a lot of pie is a lot of pie is on the table in the plate.
On the table. Okay, a lot of pies on the table. There we go. All right, very good. Notice pie. All right.
Is
Okay,
singular.
pie is. It's a little tricky when we have pie. Pie can be, all right, I've thrown you a little curve because pie can be countable or uncountable.
Mhm.
It's a little tricky when you're throwing those things.
Mhm.
There you go. A lot of pie has
Maybe
disappeared. Singular. It has disappeared. Singular. A lot of pies. Okay, you can
pie,
use a lot with
pies
higher pie.
on the
Have
table
disappeared.
are
So,
pies
right,
are
a lot of pies are on the table.
on the
Exactly.
table.
That's it. You got it. Of course, there
Mhm.
are many other quantifiers. A third of the city is unemployed. The city is unemployed. Okay, so you're all right. So be careful when you're starting sentences with quantifiers, because they could go either way. A third of the people are unemployed. Okay, so all right. All of the pie is gone. All of the pies are gone. Some of the pie is missing. Some of the pies are missing. All right. So I think you can see this is fairly consistent. Okay, here's a big long note, which is really not all that important, but what it boils down to is you have a problem with, or actually grammaticians, I don't know, people concerned with grammar, linguists, people's concerned with semantics, professors and such. Okay, they have a big problem with the word none. Okay, is none singular or plural? Well, who cares? None care. Who cares? None care if it's singular or plural. It doesn't really matter. Um, there are. This is one of those things in grammar. These are rare, but where nobody has decided what the rule is. So you guys don't even worry about using none. It doesn't matter. Do whatever you want. Um, okay. Basically, here's the rule. If in context it seems like a singular, use a singular verb. If it seems like a plural, use a plural verb. This is the rule I'm going to go with, or I'm going to teach you anyway. Even the professors don't care or don't know exactly how to define it. All right, so don't worry about it. This next rule is far more common, however. Here or there, this is very common. The true subject follows the verb. Okay, Irene, go ahead, make a sentence starting with there. Show us what you got. Irene?
There are
Okay.
some students
Or some student?
students
Aha. Very good. Whatever. over there. We've only got seconds left, so. Okay, there are some students over there. Students, plural. Okay, we need the plural verb. With a there and here, well, okay. Carvalho, you want to try a here sentence?
Here is the best place to live.
Okay. All right. Terrific. That works. All right, there you go. Here is the best place, singular, is. All right, so the subject is coming after the verb with here and there sentences. Pretty simple. Just got to realize, as always, all of these rules is all about understanding where your subject is actually coming. That's all it really, all of these rules boil down to, understanding which word or plural word, singular or plural, is in fact the subject. Okay, there are 4 hurdles to jump. There is a high hurdle to jump. Here are the keys. Okay. Okay, actually, here's a good last little note for you. The word theirs, as in the contraction of there is, here. People mess up things. There's a lot of people here today. Okay, this is a very common error for native English speakers, but in fact it's actually wrong. It should be there are a lot of people. Okay, because people clearly is plural. All right, this would be a very common mistake for native speakers. Okay. All right, last rule, real quick. I'm just going to say this to you because we've only got a minute left. Use a singular verb with distances, periods of time, sums of money, when it is considered as a unit. Okay, so this is a little complicated. This one is tough and takes experience. I really can't explain this in 1 minute. 3 miles is too far to walk because we're considering that this particular specific distance, this unit, is too far to walk. 5 years is the maximum sentence for that offense. Again, we're thinking of 5 years as 1 unit, 1 block of time. All right. $10 is a high price to pay. Instead of $10 are a high price to pay, we're not considering each single individual dollar bill. We're considering the price, $10, as 1 unit. All right. $10, on the other hand, were scattered on the floor because there were 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $10 bills. Okay. And that is about all we have time for. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. I hope you learned something about that. I hope you learned something about tricky subject.
Teacher, may I have the material, class material?
Verb agreement. I'm sorry, Irene, I got stuck for a second. What was that?
May I have the material?
Yeah, well, now. Yeah, please download the material before the class.
Okay.
So that, hang on a second. Maybe I can get it for you, but I think I ran out of time. I did. Wait a minute. Okay. I don't know if I can get this. Okay, I gotta go. I'm already late for another class. Well, hang on a second.
It's okay. I can get the internet.
Yeah, I'm already late for class. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Take
Yeah,
care.
it's okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. There you go. Thank you. All right. Oh,